Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we have another episode of the Gamerswecare podcast here, and I'm so happy to have Julian here from the Battlefield show, from his own Battlefield show he created. Welcome, Julian, to our podcast here. I'm really grateful that you found your way over here. How do you do today?
Pretty good. Hello, Mizzy, and hello, Cup of Joe. Thanks for having me on the show. I appreciate it. I actually, I'm over here on the West Coast region. Like, I just woke up. I love sleeping in on the weekends, but it's good to be on. Luckily, I didn't oversleep and miss the show. That would have been terrible. But now I'm doing good. I'm doing good for the most part. Yeah.
I would have called your cat to wake you up.
Yeah, my cat. Yeah, my cat hates me. It's like it just wants food. That's all it
Yeah,
wants.
I saw that. You said on one show like, I wish my cat would come around to me, and it was this
No.
desperate look like I need another cat. But you're good.
Yeah, we
You
had a
still love your
bad.
cat.
The cat's cool. She lets me pet her and whatnot every once in a while, but I guess we just had a bad past or she had a bad upbringing. I don't know, but she doesn't like to cuddle with anybody. She's like independent cat.
Yeah, that's what cats have sometimes, right? Or most of the time.
Yeah.
Um, May look, I want to introduce you quick, and it was really difficult for me because I tried to read some stuff up and I didn't ask you any questions up front. So please,
No.
chat. Be patient with me. I wanted to start this experiment here where we find out on the spot like who Julian is, and I thought maybe this way it's a little bit more like, I don't know, something special, whatever. We will see if that works. If it not works, he will probably never show up here again. If it works, I hopefully have you another time, latest when Battlefield 6 comes out.
If it ever comes out.
If it ever comes out, that's right. So what I found out is like, I think you're a really smart, driven, passionate, and giving person. I mean, you build a community over 600 people, I think, right? It was a lot of people in your Discord.
On Discord? Yeah. Over the last year and a half until Battlefield 5 kind of went away and I stopped playing it. But yeah, we still have 600 plus strong. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Crazy.
I mean, you always do these events for your community. You do the best of plays, and you created their podcast, and I mean
Yeah.
that's a lot of work you put in there. And besides that, you have two bachelors. In
Yep.
what? In what, by the way? First
I
question.
have one bachelor's a degree in biochemistry, and I have a master's in biochemistry, and I work in a lab for a living.
I wasn't expecting that. That's very interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, and
Is it the beard? It's the beard, right?
now I was pretty sure it was something nerdy, but I didn't. I
It's
wasn't
pretty
sure.
nerdy.
I wasn't sure which direction of nerdiness. Hey, Ceylon, how you doing, by the way? Hey, Chad, how you doing today? Um, so what? Maybe I would like to know you first a little bit better, also for the chat. Like, okay, you have this bachelor in chemistry. You're a part-time gamer. You love to go out with friends. This is all I
Well,
basically
yeah.
could find. And how old are you? May I ask that? Is it a little bit too
Uh,
blonde?
no,
You, you,
I think I'm 33. I don't even know.
you,
I never remember.
you lost it after 30, right?
I'm
Because
up.
that's what happened to me. Like after 30, I have no idea.
I
29?
have no idea. Yeah, I have no idea. Or care really. I think I'm around 33. I think that's my age.
Yeah, same, same.
Oh, you're 33 too?
Oh, yes, of course. Every day.
Oh, so every day 33. Oh, sick.
No, I'm 38, to be honest. I'm
Oh, okay,
38.
okay.
Yeah. But of course, I'm 33 or 29, whatever you want to call me. Um, um, what else? What else can I find out about you as a person? What's your favorite drink? You like to drink? Are you
Oh,
more
I
beer?
did. I did. Well, I mean, ever since the pandemic hit, I've been isolated pretty much. I barely go out and do anything really, and
Yeah.
none of my friends do either. They just work. So yeah, that's what I do. I work and I game at home now, and I've been doing that ever since March. And yeah, so what's my favorite drink? I mean, water right now.
Water. Okay, if
Water's
you
my
could drink anything in the world with alcohol in it, what would
oh,
that be?
dang, like right now,
More whiskey?
yeah, maybe. It's hard to think about, especially if you haven't drank in a while. you don't have that like urge to go
To do
and
it
get it.
again.
Like to go and like just get it, because I haven't drank in a while actually. I'm not a drinker or and that was like once every weekend, that we'd go out and get cocktails and stuff, and I became a cocktail enthusiast, and I would want to make my own and all that stuff. But yeah, right now, dude, I'm down for any beer, any wheat beer or lager. I'll be
Okay,
down.
you know what? You
But
know what? I know what we are doing. I know what we are doing. Not now, probably not the next weeks, but someday we will do it. Let's do someday a podcast where we taste different beers. And I taste the beers here in Germany, and you bring some beers from America. But
I would
we would
rather
have
drink
to
beers from Germany.
I just thought like there should be a way so I can send you the beers so we can retest it, but it's probably not
I
happening very
mean,
soon.
I went to Germany when I was a little younger, and we went to Oktoberfest over there, and went to the actual hall
Yes.
room and everything. While the World Cup was going on. I think it was I only remember the team Sweden was playing against someone else. I don't remember who they were playing against, but yeah, Oktoberfest.
When
I
have
love
you been in
all that.
Germany? When have you been here?
I went to Munich in 2015, maybe
Mm-hmm.
something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was the last time I've been there.
I think that was a European championship or something.
Yeah,
This
I don't quite remember. It could have been
something
14.
big.
I don't remember the exact year, but somewhere around there during the World Cup, around that time.
Yeah. That's awesome. I hope you enjoyed the time here. So I mean, most of the time I hear when people come over here say like, "Oh, I want to come back. I want to come back," and I say, "Well, I live close to Munich, by the way, so relatively close for Americans. So you can always stop by, no problem. And I show you our favorite beers. So let's say that. I think the personal questions. I don't know. What can you explain me? Oh no, I have one. What was the game you? What was your favorite game you started with? Like your first very game you played in your life? Because this is the one you normally remember. With what did you start?
Oh man, my first game was pretty much, I think, Doom on PC, but I only played it for like a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, that was my first when I first got my Hewlett Packard PC. I was like, oh man, I gotta download some games, and Doom was like just on there for like free, I think,
Mm-hmm.
or it was through another website. I don't know. Um, but yeah, I think that was my first game, and when I got like my first person shooter, and it just kind of evolved into like RTS game, like Command and Conquer. I played a
Mm-hmm.
lot of Command and Conquer when I was but when I got a little older and got a little more savvy with computers and whatnot, I found a Battlefield game, and Battlefield 2 was one of my first main games that I ever like played, other than like
But
old
always on
console
PC, right?
games.
Yeah, yeah. Always on PC? Or your
Always,
avatar console?
the only console I ever owned was a Nintendo 64. So
Okay, cool. Cool. Yeah, I'm the person who has only played on PS4 and always wanted to play on PC. So eventually I will switch someday. So when I would like to switch quick to Battlefield.
sure.
You created this. I think it's a really great show. I really love it because it's very professional. At least it looks to me, you always do your research like very deeply. You're absolutely, you're really a good listener, and you dig deep if you see something. And that's what I
Yeah.
love about your show, really. So, but people, really,
Thank
if
you.
you, Joe, if you can put in Julian's Twitch in the chat, please, quick. So, guys, if you haven't seen the show yet, please have a look. It's really worth it. It's not only entertaining, it's good information. It's really well made. I really love it. So, you said you had to quit, but when they announced they won't support Battlefield anymore, I think this was the time when you decided like it's time to stop for now, right? With the Battlefield show.
Well, no, not exactly. Basically, when they announced that they were cutting off content for the game, like adding new weapons, adding skins and whatnot, that was a time where I was like, okay, I am going to keep streaming this game, keep playing it, uh, do my challenge that I have with all the guns, and that's it. Well, I'm going to move on to other things and play games that I haven't played in years that I've always wanted to play. And that was a plan. I set myself for a plan because I like doing that for a stream. I don't like just being loosey goosey about everything. Always want to make sure I have something to do or something to talk about. But yeah, around that time, I was like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to stop playing, uninstalling the game because I just can't stand it no more. Finished the challenge and everything, and now continue the Battlefield show? Question mark. Like I was like, yeah, I kind of want to keep doing this. I kind of want it's really fun. Still have a lot of people to talk to. But then we got another cancellation over there at EA Dice, and that was for the Battlefront series, Star Wars Battlefront 2. And that was like, okay, so they're completely shutting the studio down for the current games they're having and working for future games. That tells me that they're going in work mode, right?
Yeah.
And then after that, the pandemic hit, and I was like, okay, now they're going to extra work mode. Like you got to work from home. That's a lot harder, and things are just they're being silent on purpose. I would be too if I was in that situation. So I'm like trying to think of things to talk about. I was, how can I keep this going? Just talk about the history about it. At that point, they didn't care, and that's when I didn't care. So there was no point in moving on with the show until we heard something about what they're working on so hard over the last few years and even through the pandemic. So we'll have to wait. I think that was the best thing to do.
I need to ask quick because you said something interesting.
Yeah.
How long do you think they're working on Battlefield 6 already?
Oh, years already. They've probably been working on it for like a year and a half, probably, maybe even more.
Okay. So you think they started before with Battlefield 5?
Oh, they started right before the launch of Battlefield 5. Oh yeah, that's usually how that works.
Okay, just want to know. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, probably even a few months before the release of Battlefield 5. Because if you look at most of the when the game goes gold, a whole team like moves on. The development team, they tweet this out and stuff. It's like, oh, we're moving on to I did what I did for my work. I'm moving on to a different
and I'm moving on to the next project.
Moving to the next project. Yeah, that happens right at launch. Like you can see a whole bunch of them kind of wean off, and then they have their own live service team to move on to other things. So yeah.
Do you think? I mean, LA is gone, right? Like Dice LA.
When it comes to what?
When it comes to Battlefield.
Oh,
like, yeah. So, and I was thinking like in my area of expertise, like I'm working in the media industry, and what we say, like if you have too many people working on the same project, sometimes you do the opposite thing you want to actually achieve to make something work and good. Like there's this saying in German, like zu viele Köche verderben den Brei, and that means too many cooks are ruining the dish, basically, right?
Okay.
So what I want to get at is, could it be that with Battlefield was an issue that too many people are working on, like there was EA, DICE LA, and then Sweden, and I had this feeling sometimes that they are not working together really.
Nah, I don't think it's that, because I think it's one big happy family over there. Because DICE LA has been working on Battlefield games for a long time. And they usually are in charge of like, DLC content, after launch content, or need help fixing things. Because a lot of the Battlefield 4 stuff after release was headed by DICE LA and fixing bugs and patching things, while Sweden was working on something else. So they're all like a big thing. They were on the right page. For Battlefield 5, DICE LA was working on a lot of things. They were helping with maps, post-launch content maps, right up to the end, when Vince Zampella came in and took over that studio. So yeah, it's they have their plan. It's not like they're disconnected or not working together. It looks like everything was going well with Dice LA, but I feel like there's something a little more deeper into like what the issue was. But I'm just speculating at that point because I don't work there. I don't know what happened. We can just go off the evidence of what we've seen.
Yeah,
And
sure.
how they treated the game. And it's very telling that there were a lot of mistakes that were made right from the start. Right from the first trailer, and you can tell stuff was not going right at the studio. A lot of infighting and whatnot, but we get that from unverified sources. So we're just speculating. We're just going off like, well, can you tell? I mean, what is there any evidence behind that? Got some interviews here from like a Glassdoor interviews. Like we don't know if those are real, but what did they put out? What was the product they put out? What kind of care did they put into the game? And that's where I can jump to conclusions about whatever. I mean, again, still speculation, but hey, I'm just going off of, what I see.
No, why I'm saying that is it felt like for me, remember when the Battlefield 5 trailer came out and then was this big discussion about, the game is not realistic enough and there are women in there, oh God, and this can't work and everything. And I just felt the way they reacted to it, like, there was one slam dunk after the other, and it was like they didn't feel very prepared for the product they actually created. And it was not ready to go, there were too many things like they presented the trailer in a very serious way. And I felt like if they just would have made a little bit more fun of it, people wouldn't take it so seriously. And the other thing is, have you ever heard of the term hangover expectations?
No.
Okay, it basically means like what you expect, and if you don't get what you expect, you get disappointed, and when you're disappointed, you don't like it anymore. But if you give people like more options to be more open, they accept it easier.
Yeah, well, okay. What I was thinking with the opening trailer, the infamous one, I think what their focus was, because they admitted to their mistake of being in a, what'd they say, a bubble or something, echo chamber, yeah, or something like that. An echo chamber, like people just agreed with whoever was making it, like, yeah, this is what we want to do. And I think it was quite obvious customization was key. Customization, variety, that's what they wanted to showcase. And that's the trailer we ended up getting. It's like, okay, we just got to show a sequence and just show up as much customization as possible, because that was our initial plan. And that's what the trailer is. The whole trailer is nothing about Battlefield or the setting. It's all about customization. Because when you look at this, I mean, you watch people reacting to the trailer. It's like, is this some sort of like, steampunk? Is this World War II? I see German symbols. I see, like, I don't know. I see a Japanese sword. Like, it's very confusing. You don't understand what's happening. Like, you see that, are these British tanks? Are these German tanks going out? It didn't matter. Whoever was making that didn't care about presenting a World War II game. They were presenting a fully bad company customization Battlefield. That's what they were, and I guess whoever made that was initially pushing, because that's all you saw on there.
I had the feeling they're showing a shopping list.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a shopping cart.
Yeah, it's a shopping cart, and it's never good to put somebody a shopping cart in the face. Like,
yeah, whether it was going to be for microtransactions or not, it was the direction they wanted to go. They basically, it said in the promotional material, make your own Bad Company, because people love Bad Company games. Their style, everyone would look unique. The main characters look unique. They have beanies on, or yellow gloves, or had some swagger and whatnot. I guess that's what they wanted you to do with your Battlefield player, with your character, and customize the shit out of it, you know, and maybe we'll sell you some cool gear. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's what the main focus was, not to make a good Battlefield game, to make a fully customizable Battlefield game. And I don't know, maybe they just lost their way on that.
I think it was just not about the game anymore. It was more about like how to make a product work, and I think they just they just didn't understand who they are selling this product to, and that's why it didn't work. Like they somehow imagined.
They forgot about us. They forgot about veterans. Like, I made that point quite a bit. How they didn't care about veterans.
I didn't buy anything, and not because I didn't want to, because it was not worth it for me. Like, I didn't have a game I enjoyed playing. I only played it because my friends are playing it and I want to play with my friends. But I never wanted, like, why should I now pay more money for a game which doesn't give me what I actually want, you know, having fun playing at the, you know? So, and, well, that's difficult. Maybe let's switch to another thing.
Sure.
I did ask you if you would come back, right? Did I ask you if you would come back with the Battlefield show? Maybe, right? You said you want to have a look, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, I am definitely planning on doing more Battlefield shows right when we get content for it. Like, I'm talking a teaser release that has some sort of information of features or something to talk about. Listen, it's really just, if there's something to talk about, they give us like a hint as to what direction they're going to, I'm going to bring on somebody and we're going to talk about it.
That's amazing. I'm really looking forward to that.
It's going to be hilarious. Trust me. It's that. Okay. Listen, after doing this Battlefield show stuff for so long and, dissecting a game for the first time in my life and kind of just going through the whole process, now expecting what they're going to do to fix those issues and make sure they don't happen again. Literally the first thing you're going to see in a trailer might just make you laugh, like, oh, wow. Like they didn't listen at all, or they're going some direction that is just trendy or something, or not, or it could be a huge surprise, but I'm banking on, oh my God, I can't believe they're doing that. This is hilarious. That's what I'm banking on right now. But
let's hope you're
literally
right.
the first thing you see for Battlefield, whatever they're gonna call it, is gonna be hilarious. Because it could just fall, face flat on the ground. It's like, oh,
all right. So we have to clip this moment, and when the trailer comes out, I will go back to that.
Yeah, let's see. I want to see your reactions. I want to see record your reactions when the first thing you see in Battlefield, and if you're laughing or not, because I'm banking on a lot of people just laughing at it, not with it, but just laughing at it. But I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong.
Well, now I'm curious. If you could give DICE one advice for Battlefield 6, what would that be?
Oh God, I've been trying to put myself in their shoes for a long time, and it's just so little I know about the industry and how ignorant I could come out to, let's say, a person that actually works in the industry and would listen to someone like me. They're probably like, oh, he has no idea what he's talking about, and they're right. I don't. I'm just going off of what I've seen. How have you treated the community? What your interests were in the game. That shows your colors, that shows your character and what you care about. So yeah, I mean, if there's something I would give them for advice, is that what you said?
For Battlefield 6,
it would be, oh God, there's two different things, because they can go what gives them the most money and players, or what makes a good game. Like that, the main thing I would say to them is very simple: make a good game. That's all you gotta do. And when I mean by good, I mean virtually bugless. People can actually join their squads, join the team. That's very minimal server lag. Of course, there'll be server lag for every game at launch or in betas or whatnot. That's what those are for. But that those are worked on first.
No hackers.
Yeah, anti-cheat. I mean, those are all. It all comes in one big basket. That's what I mean by good.
Mm-hmm.
Make a good game. Make something that you wanted it to be. Battlefield 5 wasn't what you wanted it to be. I could say that straight to their face, and I would think most of them would agree with me. Like, you can't. You just can't. The evidence is
I mean,
too
to be
much.
fair, who wants to create a game which is not successful? It was definitely not on. Yeah. So it's I don't think they wanted to create Battlefield as it was. But there was just probably why, I don't know, but I guess Corona did her thing too, but there was probably no other way to get out of that and just say, like, let's focus on the next one. Do you think,
maybe not.
You know what I was thinking? Like, we SMK brought it up, actually. SMK Gaming. I don't know if you know him. He's a great content creator too, and he brought it up. He asked one time on Twitter, like, guys, wouldn't it be great to have? What was the question? I can't even remember. It was something about putting out content regularly for Battlefield 6, like informational stuff. I don't know. And I said, well, why don't they make like a monthly Battlefield 6 show and start it right now? Like, building up a community around it, like through the development states, Like, I mean, why not?
No. It's all about marketing, industry.
But that is marketing. That is marketing.
Yeah, but they're clearly not ready, right? Otherwise, they would have done it. It's a plan. EA plans their games to be hits. It's got to be on a specific channel or an event that reveals the entire, or the focus of the game.
Look, I'm not talking about revealing anything. I'm talking about.
No, that's what they want to do. When the game starts or when they're announcing it, it has to be big. It has to be a big thing. It can't be just a teaser series like what Cyberpunk is kind of doing. Is that what you mean?
Yeah. No,
where they have
directly.
Series,
not directly.
Where they have series of, because maybe.
What I mean is building a social media team, especially for the Battlefield 6 series. And let's say SMK will do it because, I don't know, or you will do it because you guys both have the knowledge, the technical knowledge of the game. Yeah, okay. So, and let's say you will just interview like different content creators, like Westy, whatsoever, and you will talk about features one at a time, which will happen maybe in Battlefield 6, and you can do it like even after launch trailer. Just saying this.
Oh, after launch trailer.
Yes.
Yeah. See, that's an event. That's what I'm talking about. That's what EA wants. That's how they launch games.
Yeah, but it will happen in time.
If that's what you're talking about, then I agree.
When it comes down to marketing, and I think they are not including the community enough, like in a contextual way.
Yeah, I agree. After their premiere launch of the game, or the announcement of the game from EA, and talk about what you're saying, that's great. That would be great, and maybe they should go that direction. But if you're talking about before, I disagree.
No. When they are ready, it doesn't matter the point. I'm just saying, I always thought it would be a nice idea to have more insights, like an inside Battlefield 6, like talking to developers. What are you working on? Well, what are you doing? How does it work?
Yeah, they do that all the time.
But nobody's seeing it because they are not building a platform for it. What I mean is like your Battlefield show.
Yeah, no, you're right. In that case, but the Battlefield show came out later when the game was dying, when the game was suffering and nobody was talking about it.
But I think
that's why I brought it up, because they canceled everything. They had Battlefield shows. They had insights. They had developer stuff, developer weekly, daily stuff, like features, professionally made. Everything, that platform that you're talking about, they had that. And they stopped it. Why'd they stop it? Oh man, tons of reasons, probably.
Okay.
I mean,
you
just
mean
like
the Battlefield Twitch channel? You mean?
Twitch channel. They had Battlefield 5 Twitch streamers on multiple platforms.
Oh yeah, of course, game changers.
Everything, whatever you were talking about, like Insight, talking with Wesley. Wesley was on those damn programs every time there was a patch. Like
I know.
all that stuff. Were
Yeah,
they
I
doing
know.
that? Yeah, they were. They were doing all
Yeah,
that stuff. Then they
yeah,
stopped. That's where I came in. I was like, well, I want to do it. Like,
yeah.
this is the perfect time to do it because your game is gonna implode in your face right now.
I just feel bad, to be honest, for all the EA game changes, because I felt like they were like throwing into nothing. Like, I mean, they're all like Westy, for example, or who else? There are a couple of other streamers who just build the entire content about Battlefield, you know, and then this game, you know, dies like one part after the other, and they all have to find. I mean, that's life. Okay, don't get me wrong.
Oh, it
Um,
sucks.
but
It sucks.
it still sucks. And all the, like, I mean, if it comes down to Westy, for example, I mean, it's his fault always, you know, like, I mean, he gets so much heat. um and I just feel bad for them. Like, I mean, it's not like they did anything wrong, you know. It's
No,
terrible.
it's
So
not their fault at all. They know
no.
that,
Yeah.
and they're smart. People like Wesley are smart. They know how to adapt and go with other games, and have as Bloodslayer said, they go on to Warzone now, popular game, fun to play. It has its issues. I was starting to like getting worried about them because the same issues that were happening in Battlefield 5 are happening in Warzone. I was like, oh god, here we go again.
Hmm.
But Call of Duty is a whole another monster, and they're not competing with anybody right now. There's no Battlefield to compete. There's no Battlefield BR that's to compete with. That's alive. Um, so yeah,
Yeah,
this
that's a
is
good thing. You know what, Joe? Are you here? Can you wall up the video quick? It's actually perfect timing. We have a video quick for you guys. Let's watch it quick.
that was with Blackfire.
Part, right? So like those of us who have kind of been with
until things started changing a little bit down the line, things started breaking down.
Yeah,
Everyone started losing their mind.
and that's kind of the frustrating part, right? So like those of us who have kind of been with Battlefield 5 since the beginning, right? I hit on it in a video where I'm just like, this is what we're
Tell
doing.
me when it's over, Joe.
It's just
ran away, baby.
Inevitable up and down kind of roller coaster thing, and it's like many of us are just getting seasick. I'm over here like I'm gonna puke. I need to get off.
Until things started changing.
Yeah. Okay. So this is why we're here today,
All right.
guys. It's about the roller coaster, and this scene, I think, says everything about also, well, the difficulties if it comes down being a content creator and mental health. And I'm digging right in there. Excuse me for that, Julian. But like, was there any point of view, like in the last 3 years, where you said like, this is too much, like this is eating me, inside out. This is stress. Like, Battlefield is stress for me, being a content creator for Battlefield.
I don't even see myself being a content creator, but more like, I guess you can say, like, I'm just a streamer. Yeah, I guess I am to a point. But not like, when I think content creator, I think like, bi-weekly YouTube videos that are purely edited and posted every once in a while, breakdowns and stuff. I don't do that. I play and I talk about the game on stream. If that's content, then yes, then yeah. But did I have any stress? Yes. When I started the Battlefield show, I was always stressed out about talking to anybody. Really, I was always nervous, especially when who was the first person that would. I think it was any of the game changers. I knew their reach, and how long they've been in the Battlefield arena.
Mm-hmm.
It was nerve wracking. I was like, oh, these guys have, influenced millions of people, whether they like it or not. I mean, people know who these people are if they're Battlefield fans,
Sure.
And I was one of them. So I always looked up to them and watched their stuff. So it was very nerve wracking for me to,
I think
talk
I
with
was
them
more
and
think
whatnot.
I was more thinking like in point of like you have also built up the community, you know, and you play with your friends. So I'm just asking from my experience. Like it's not even the content creation itself, which might be like causing stress. For me, it's like everything around Battlefield. Like, I mean, you have people complaining all the time, you know. Then
Oh yeah, I'm
like
not even. Yeah.
communities, toxic communities, some toxic people. Like, was there any stress for you coming from that?
Oh, absolutely. Oh my God. I used to play in a clan, AOD. I was in
Oh.
AOD clan for quite a while, and one of my downfalls for that clan is that I would be too expressive, and I would bitch and whine a lot, and I would. That's just the way I was. I was very very toxic back then, especially when I was younger. Even before that, in like Battlefield 2, I would yell so much, and I would have noise complaints from like neighbors and stuff playing Battlefield 2 back in like 2000 2005 and whatnot. Yeah, it was it's a long time ago. But yeah, no, I mean, the game is super frustrating. At the start, I didn't like the audio; it was super stressful, and then after you keep playing and you get more annoyed by certain things, then you have, especially when you start streaming and whatnot, then you have these random jokers that come in either your chat or with your game and literally harass you for months on end. That happened to me, and that happened to a lot of my fellow streamers, even up to this day. People are still out to get Battlefield streamers because there's no consequence for them. It takes a long time for them to get banned.
You mean like
Or
stream snipers?
I'm talking about, yeah, I'm not just stream snipers, but like literal people that want to harass you in game, fake revive you, say terrible things in chat, every day, follow you around, kill you with planes and whatnot. Like, it's crazy. So yeah.
It's so weird. Like it never happened to me yet, but I guess I'm just not interesting enough. But I think I'm also very ignorant sometimes when it comes down to stuff like that because I just don't see it. Like I don't even see who killed me. Like I don't know. I'm not looking really in the kill feed and stuff like that. So maybe I just saved myself from that. Is there
Sorry
any?
about
Oh, no worries. Is there any story which comes into your mind in point of toxicity where you think like we can learn, where you learned something from it, like?
Can you repeat that real quick? Sorry.
Sorry. Yeah. Sorry. Is there anything which comes into your mind, like a story about toxicity in gaming, where you said like, yeah, that happens, but I learned from it, and what did you learn from it?
I try to put myself into the viewer's shoes. Do they want to hear something like that? Like, or I try to listen back to myself as like, man, am I really that annoying kind of thing? That's how I dealt with it. And I try to hold myself back from just crying a lot really, or complaining about things. It was hard. And even to this day, it's hard to hold that back. Because that's how I always been, very vocal about certain things. But yeah, I mean, when you start talking about the game and playing with friends and trying to have fun, and streaming, that's what really started to calm me down, because now that's on record. People can go back and it's like, oh, he's just a toxic asshole or whatever, and
Yeah, I was just
complains
wondering,
all
like,
the time.
because I
That's
saw
something
a
I
lot
didn't want
of
to do.
streams and I didn't see it. I didn't see you complaining that much. I didn't see you raging. So you're really holding back when you're streaming, I guess.
Well, it's that and not caring. I didn't care that much. I just wanted to play with my friends, do the challenge that I like to do, and then that was it. I try to interact with my chat, and have a good time.
Yeah.
And that's what really mellowed me out, was streaming, because I know, watching myself back, I kind of get an idea of like, are people enjoying this, or am I being too vocal? Like that, those are things that's going in my head. So that calmed me down, like straight
That's
up.
good. That's good. In point of community, you have 600 people under the roof. Like, do you think? Okay, I need to rephrase it. Sorry. I think that these communities are really important, gaming communities, and they are more as just like has something to do with Battlefield, could be Call of Duty, whatever game it is. These communities have a real value for people. Like they can talk to each other, you know, they play together, friendships. Why did you create this community for yourself? I think. Yeah, first question, why? Why did it start with your streaming launch?
I wanted to start. Let's see, how can I say this? I wanted to basically share my knowledge of Battlefield, since I've been playing it for so long, with a streaming community. That's the only reason why I wanted to stream, was because I had knowledge in this game for so long. We can talk about it and, you know, kind of just go through the life, the rest of Battlefield 1. And you know, share my knowledge of the game. And you know, I'm actually
you were a competitive
player,
right? You were a competitive player at that time, right?
Yeah, I was a competitive player for Battlefield 2 and 2142, where we actually play for, you know, money and whatnot. We actually won money with a few clans that I was in, but it was not a lot. But it, you know, $600 or whatever. You know, it wasn't that much back then. It was very small time, and we weren't that great. But we won a couple in 2142. There's a pretty big community for competitive play there. And then after that, I went to Call of Duty, did that there, but it was very unsuccessful, and then just kind of stopped and played casually from then on after COD 4, I think it was. Yeah.
How do you, what do you think, like, I saw many great players, like in Battlefield, you know, but the one thing I always saw people who were failing at was bringing the right mindset into the game. Like, let's say you get base raped. I would say 90% of the players you have in your team, when they are not really professionals, say like, I'll never do that again, or I will just leave the game, you know. Yeah. So you have to have a certain mindset for that. What kind of mindset do you think a competitive player should have in general?
Oh my God. Well, mindset is to not get used to playing on public servers, first off. That is something you should do barely on your own. If you're a competitive player, you should be screaming and playing with your team nonstop in competitive arena, competitive game modes. You shouldn't be like just playing Conquest and having fun in tanks. That's not a focus. Otherwise, you're going to get your ass beat every single time you go into a competitive match. And that was one of my big downfalls, is that I didn't practice enough, or I didn't have time. I was a student. I was trying to get that biochem degree. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I was playing tennis. I was doing a whole bunch of different things. So that was a hard thing to focus on. And that's what you need to focus on. If you're a competitive player, you need to be practicing every day, not playing Conquest every day. It's not going to help.
How do you explain that to a 19-year-old who doesn't care about nothing?
Oh, God. Explain that to a 19-year-old? Like
I understand you. I hear you. I'm listening to you. But he won't listen to you. Oh. He would say, like, why? You know, I fuck you up in every pub match.
Oh, I don't care. I mean, well, let's see how he does in a competitive game.
Not good. And then he quits.
If he does bad, that's just the way the game is. That goes for everything. If you want to be good at something, you're going to have to dedicate. You're going to have passion It's just for any sport, really, anything.
Mhm.
So if you're just like not caring, you're not going to be good. You're not going to be successful in whatever you're trying to accomplish.
Yeah. No, I just found that very interesting. Like in my little experience I had as a competitive player, it was very frustrating for me to see like so good, amazing players and they won't get anywhere because they just are stuck into their like, pub, let me wall in a pub match and then I come for the match, maybe, thing type. So this is just interesting. I thought I wanted to ask that.
But you can't.
Right.
I mean, that's a problem right now. With if you want to be a competitive player for Battlefield, you just don't have the tools for that. You can't make your own private server, or at least you couldn't at the time. Make your private server. You couldn't, scrim against each other. You had to go into a public server, hope somebody didn't join it, and then you would have to you couldn't kick them or anything. You just had to kindly say to go away. And I brought that up in a lot of Battlefield shows, actually, to where people wanted to do stuff, record things, like Team Mountain Goat. I don't know if you ever heard of them.
Yeah, of course.
But so they wanted to record something. They told me a whole story about this one kid that would always follow them around, and they couldn't record anything because he kept ruining the whole scene and whatnot, or what they were trying to climb.
Yeah.
But yeah, that goes for competitive. Like, you want to play with your own competitive team? No, you can try. You can just go in a pub match and play together, but you're not practicing. I mean, you're like Bloody Slayer said, like, you don't want to be rusty. I mean, that's fine. But if you want serious, you want to play for some money, you're not allowed to do that. Talk to any Call of Duty professional. They don't just play in pubs. Like, that's not how that works.
No.
You go any CS:GO player that's on a big team like TSM or any of those big competitive teams, you don't see them randomly in pub games. They don't play those. Like, they're practicing with their team on private servers and going up against other. They don't scrim. I mean, I wouldn't think they scrim too much, but they
probably have their schedule, like meeting every day, training specific things like positions, gunplay, whatsoever.
It's business. It's serious business. If you don't show up, you're gonna get fired, and you get literally. It's a job. It's literally a job.
Well, I mean that's the issue, I guess, for Battlefield players, because it's always at the end it's just I mean, you don't have any tournaments for money, really. You don't have a competitive scene at all. So
you can still have a competitive scene without the money stuff or professionalism. That's the beauty of that. You can have your own competitive team and make your own website and whatnot, and invite people over to play. But the thing is, right now,
there's just something missing. Yeah, sorry. The thing is, right now, go ahead.
Right now, you can't do that with Battlefield. Battlefield is not a competitive game. I would maybe go to argue maybe it never was. I mean, there were some game modes that were competitive, in Battlefield 3, 4. But now Battlefield 5 is very anti-competitive.
Yeah.
They just kind of went away from that. Battlefield 4 may have been, at least from DICE's eyes, if you watch like Music's Battlefield show, we talk all about that. Or if you talk with Brett, or
I just want to say the Brett show, right?
Anybody who's competitive, I have all those episodes of people to talk to. Even with Proto Apex, who was a professional player for Battlefield 4, I think, and 3. I don't remember quite, but he goes through all that and like, what were the game modes? That's what we talked about. What were the game modes that competitive players want? Like, people who play for money, were flown out to Germany to go play competitive games. That would happen all the time for Battlefield. Now, right after Battlefield 4, no more. It's not the direction they wanted to go. And I found that through Brett, and just by
after Battlefield 3, right? I think he said it ended with Battlefield 3, basically, right? After Battlefield 3, like with Battlefield 4, it ended.
No. They wanted Battlefield 4 to be the competitive game, they tried and they did. It was okay. It was a good scene there.
I thought he said he had
Battle-
like this
What?
meeting. He had this tournament where he was yelling because they didn't have they couldn't make squads somehow in this tournament, right? Remember the story?
Yeah,
And then
in
he was
BF3, yeah.
yelling all over the room, and
Yeah.
and then he met the two devs. I don't know if he said the name, but he met two devs of Battlefield that time after the show, and they said like, well, what was it? This game mode, this competitive game mode, the small one.
Domination.
No, it was another one.
Some bomb thing.
Yeah, some bomb.
Diffuse, I think it was.
Diffuse, I think it was. Yeah, and they said, well, diffuse is broken. And there is no diffuse coming. So as I saw it when he said it, like, okay, this was end of Battlefield 3, and it won't happen for Battlefield 4, so there is no comp.
Yeah, there's plenty of game modes that they're messing with, but like there's a whole bunch of stories in there that he was talking about, like player counts were a big argument, game modes were a big argument, but there was a competitive scene.
Mm-hmm.
It was there. BF1 came around,
and they really tried. Yeah.
BF1 barely tried. They wanted to do something, but it failed. It blew up in their face, kind of thing, with the whole competitive mode kind of thing. Mm-hmm. You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I heard, but I never played it because I never played Battlefield 1.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
But so their whole attempt at competitive play didn't work, and most of the time it didn't work because they didn't. I don't feel like it was the direction. Like it was kind of like DICE was cut in half. One wanted to bring back community games or community servers, and to give options for people to play competitively. Mm-hmm. Or there was the other team that was like, no, we need to keep new players in. We can't deal with all this stuff. We just get rid of all the community servers, just have our own official servers, and then that'll be it. And so in turn, they killed their own communities, and later on, they started bringing that back because they saw people were leaving too much. So they're like, oh God, we gotta start code we gotta start making, private servers again. And they did that like months later. It was never at release. And then same thing for Battlefield 5 again. It was not in the books. Now, if we want to go into this topic, we can. It is what do they want to do with their Battlefield game now? Do they want it old school? Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4, private servers, do whatever you want, play however you want, make your own home? Or do they want to go the Call of Duty route or keep it more easier for the development team to just have, cycling game modes, no servers, it's just matchmaking. There's no home base. Maybe you can make a private server or whatever, as like a simple thing and have like barely any tools.
What do you want?
What do I want? I want old school. Old school was where Battlefield flourished because they had the community to back that up. They had the communities out there to show off. Look how we play Battlefield. I was like, ooh, this is fun, right? But it might be too confusing for the average consumer. It's like, what do you mean? I have to go into the server browser. I gotta look at all these weird names. Like, I don't know what to join. Just get me in a game. I just want to play. Most of the people just want to hit quick play, and play whatever.
I mean, it worked on Battlefield 3 and 4. Why wouldn't it work on Battlefield 6? Or,
That because I think there's an unprecedented amount of new players that play video games now, and most of them don't understand basic things. They just want to like hit the play button.
But I mean, this is simply question of usability. And if
you want to keep those new people in.
Yes, absolutely. You want to keep these new people in. But I'm just saying, for this, there's always a solution. Make the button big enough at the beginning and give the rest other options in the back. They will figure it out. Like,
that's what they did. That's what they did.
Yeah, but not for real. Like, I mean, we don't have a real private server option like in Battlefield 4. You know, we can't name our servers. We can't put multiple admins in there. You know, we it's not our server. We can have it for a day or a few. You know, that's not real private servers. It's a joke. So.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and unfortunately.
But what I would want is old school, because that's when a lot of things get fixed. That's when you have passion for the game. You have a lot of flexibility with people, how they want to play the game. So you got 24-hour, 24/7 servers. People love that. People love grinding. Then you got like mixed maps, mixed modes. You can play however you want. That was the beauty of Battlefield. Even back in the day, you can do that. Now, would that be smart in this day and age? If I was in charge right now, would I do that for my company? The answer would probably be no. I wouldn't go back, because that wouldn't retain players. It would, and maybe that's what DICE saw. They're like, we can't hold on to players anymore. We got to change up our whole, how do I say it, equation of like how we do everything.
Agenda, yeah.
Yeah. So the agenda. So yeah, I would probably get rid of servers completely. Like I'll have like some private, you can create a server kind of thing, and or you can do like scrims and whatnot. You can do that, just very limited on the back burner, and just try to make sure there is a lot of methods there that keep younger players coming back. Make it, this is for money and business, right? You got to make a stable game. That's one of the focus I would make. Make sure it's not super buggy or whatever, but make an highly addictive game that keeps players coming back all the time. And I think that's exactly what the industry is doing.
Ken in the chat and Steve, welcome.
Hey, welcome guys. Hey, so that's the thing. That's the dichotomy. Do they want to keep it real, keep it old school, and let it fly? Make the BF game you ever wanted to make it, full range. Make the Battlefield game you always wanted to make. Go, right? You got plenty of time and everything. Or you go with the industry trends that keep people, that make it addictive, that has good microtransactions to where you can make money all the time, every day, instead of like the first purchase.
Well, everything is possible, right? You just have to be patient now. But
what is most likely?
Yeah, what is most likely?
Most likely your communities for Battlefield are gone. That's what's most likely.
Yeah, you gotta be.
They've been doing this for years now, since Battlefield 1.
What is your community playing mostly?
My community? I mean, I don't even have that much of a community other than people that come up. Yeah, but those people we built on Battlefield. I don't even play Battlefield anymore. I don't even interact with the Discord that much anymore. I play single player games now for the past few months. I mean, the community's there. It's like on pause,
Okay.
It's there. We interact. I mostly interact on Twitter than anything else. It's there. People haven't left. A lot of people have. We probably lost a few hundred people because our Discord's not very active, because it revolved around Battlefield, and that's how we built that. We wanted other communities to come on in and use it, and they still do. It's just not as crazy as it was before, and It will come back. I want to keep it. I want to stay there. It'll come back when Battlefield comes back, and then I'll be hyped about it again. But yeah, my community is my little group of viewers that come and watch me play random games. Really good games, by the way. I ain't playing shit games. I'm playing like some of the best games
I
ever
actually want to switch
created.
to that. Yeah, I actually want to switch to that now.
And I
We talked
missed
a lot
all
about
those
it.
games. I missed
That's
those games.
yeah. What did you play? Like, did you start with Assassin's Creed? Is that right? Did you start
That's
with
right,
that?
yeah.
Yeah. How did that go? How did you like that?
Oh, they were amazing. I hated actually Origins at the beginning. That's the one in Egypt. And I didn't like where it was going. It was very boring. But man, once you get past that little prologue section, the story really gets going, and you get addicted to it. It just has a bad start. It's very like, who? And you're like not very powerful. You don't have many good weapons. You don't seem like you're doing a lot of damage. So it's very like,
You have to
you
work
just gotta
yourself
get past it. You gotta get past that. You gotta get past that and give it a shot, because our Origins is a great game. And after that was Odyssey. I played that. Amazing as well. It's just so much more bigger in scope. I didn't really expect that. They went all out on that game. But yeah, and a whole bunch of assortment. And Witcher 3.
Did you only play open world games after that?
Well, I was always an RPG fan.
Oh, yeah.
I played, Fallout, Elder Scroll 4, Oblivion was like one of my favorite games of all time. Yeah, all the Fallout games. My friends up in college got me into those games. They're like, dude, you gotta play Fallout, and I was like, I am playing Fallout. I was like, yeah, but you gotta play on hardcore. I'm like, I can play on hardcore. Like, I don't want to eat and drink all the time. He's like, trust me, you'll love it. And I tried it, and I ended up loving it a lot. Playing hardcore mode on like New Vegas or something, and modding the game and whatnot. That's what I ended up wanting to do. And I was like, man, I've been swamped in Battlefield for almost 3 years of streaming at this point. I didn't play any other game. All those other games, I watched trailers, but I never played them because I was playing Battlefield. So now that Battlefield has died for the first time, in my opinion, because there's no other Battlefield that's out right now that's new. For the first time in its history, by the way. Yeah, I just happened to stream the first time where the worst Battlefield came out at the worst time. But then pandemic hit. It's just bad timing, really. So now I got time to play these new games.
The real truth here is that DICE did you a favor.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to like streaming and like when people say streaming is like, oh, you can be successful and get a lot of viewers and whatnot, I'm not really thinking about that at all. And I don't. I have viewers. Like, I purposefully killed my channel. I was averaging like 50 to 70 people on my Battlefield streams all the time. We would get hundreds. I think we got 200 people on our shows sometimes when we had big guests or things like that. Those were fun. They're really great. But we would get it. We're getting very close to partner level. Especially my last stream got a few hundred people watching, and with almost no raids at all, because it was my last. It was my last Battlefield stream. But no, going away from that, if you're at a business perspective and you're trying to make money and all that stuff, you would stay. You would keep playing that because that's how you would grow. Yeah. I didn't want to do that. Streaming's not my top priority when it comes to like, for a living. I work in a lab for a living. I'm good. I'm blessed by having a job right now, and especially in these hard times.
True.
Not a lot of people. I mean, I know a lot of people close to me that are filed for unemployment and whatnot, so it's hard, right? But I stream. I game like this after work, regardless if I was a streamer or not. This is what I would normally do. So, yeah. So now I got, a little community now, and that still watches me for some reason playing crazy games, I'm playing a really crazy game right now. It's called Nier Automata.
Okay, what is it about?
Oh, it's about aliens invaded Earth, and the people, the humans, escaped to the moon, and the humans made android defense systems to fight the aliens, and the aliens also made their own defense systems, robots, to colonize the area, and then it just goes on from there. That's what it's all about. It's about aliens versus robots, basically, and it has like a weird style, like a Japanese style to it, where
I saw you playing it. I just remember. How did I forget it? I think I saw you playing it 2 days ago when you after you tested
I'm a weeb now. Yeah. Dude, the funny thing is it looks like a weeb ass game, right? Like, oh my god, what the hell is this waifu on the screen, dressed all scantily with white hair and big eyes and sleek body, and like, she's an android, but what?
Of
like
course.
with big swords and like peeling to the eye, I guess. I don't know. It's bizarre. It's just a weird design choice, but it's really not. It's an action RPG game, slightly open world, or you have a whole map to go explore and whatnot. Yeah, anime style. It's such a bizarre game, but yeah. Anyway, I have that small community. It's not as big as it was in Battlefield, so that's fine. That's fine to me.
Would you agree, like, for everyone who's like leading a community right now, to, especially for Battlefield, to just chill for a moment and wait, till Battlefield 6 comes out, basically, because I feel many people within, like, who are generals, who are leading communities, are under the pressure right now with their switch to PS5. You will lose members, or you have to split up the community again, or with Battlefield 6 coming out eventually, same thing. Like every time something changes, you have the struggle holding the community, and all people do right now, like for 3 years, is trying to hold on the community. So my thinking is, like, what you do is actually the smart move, before you get a heart attack. Just chill for a moment, wait how things are developing, and go from there.
Play with your friends. Play other games. It's not like DICE gives a shit. They don't want you to. They don't want you to, like, oh man, like, imagine developers coming out on Twitter is like, hey guys, here's some Battlefield content. Here's some good stuff for you guys to, keep your communities together. They don't care. Like, they haven't cared for years about communities in Battlefield. They care about making money, and it shows a lot in Battlefield 5, actually, how big of a mistake that game really was in their eyes, and how they're like, yeah, we're cutting off everything's gone. Like, support's gone. We got to work on something new, and that's what they've been working on for the past few years.
Playing all these RPG games now, is there anything where you said, like, this is an interesting thing, you can use for Battlefield? Anything at all?
I can use for Battlefield. Oh, well, yeah. Just the experience of playing those types of games, just if you want to call yourself a gamer and you don't play some of these amazing games like Witcher 3, if you don't understand, like, the amount of work and dedication of telling a story for, like, something like a game like Witcher 3, you're missing out on a plethora of passion and just straight up content for your money, basically. I spent, like, what, $12 on all of Witcher 3 and its DLCs. That's easily worth, like, a few $100s worth of content nowadays. Easily. You probably charge maybe $140, $150 for everything on release, and it would be worth it, every penny. So yeah, just the experience of playing those games, learning stories, a lot of that can transfer over to making a good game, especially a single player game in Battlefield, or just playing the game and actually understanding certain concepts of a single player game or even multiplayer will just make you more privy to playing video games. So yeah, it's a good experience, straight up.
So if you would describe Battlefield 5 in one sentence in point of what your experience was like, what would that be?
Battlefield 5.
He hates me right now.
Battlefield 5 is a trash can floating on a flooded river filled with fire and gasoline and garbage, sprinkled with boings all over it. That's what it is. Battlefield 5 is the worst Battlefield experience you will ever have. Ever.
All right, there we have our next meme. Thank you.
It's that bad.
I hope Flagfire will see that. You will love that. The inventor of boings. At least they have some use now.
That's what was important to them. Boings, very important. I don't know if you guys know this, but you know, after you play a round of Battlefield 5, you get company coin, right? That didn't work for 3 months. I think it was 3 months or 2.5 months at the beginning of the game when it first came out. And they dedicated patch on patch on fixing that instead of the underlying issues like the time to death bugs or the weird netcode hit detection stuff was very wonky. Didn't make sense. People were high ping. Were always in the just watch my Battlefield shows. We go through everything, especially the ones where I have all my friends on, like 9 people on talking about it. The Inquisition and I forget what I call the execution. The Inquisition of Battlefield 5. There's a lot of stuff on there where I bring in some of the best players in the world on there and the other content creators, some of the big content creators for Battlefield.
Flagfire is super interesting. I can recommend that as well.
Yeah, the Blackfire one's funny. He had a lot of great ideas, and it really just goes to show how little they listened to him at all. I don't think they listened to anything he said. Anything that was easy to fix, they did that. The game, Battlefield 5, again, I believe, through all the evidence that I've seen, that I played through, all the patches, was a giant mistake. I don't think they should have released the game. I think they were their hands were tied and they're kind of forced to do it. That's what I think the problem was.
Did you, I forgot my question.
Sorry.
On point of the other games, I had a question. I forgot. Improvise.
Yeah, Easter eggs were a big priority for them because they thought it was funny. But it's not like they said they did it on their own time, which really, oh my God, the crab rave stuff. They said they did this off the clock on their own time. And that's fine. That's great when you got a stable game. How do you not have the passion or the empathy to fix things that are clearly broken in the game on your off time? You see what I'm saying here? Like, if you really had some passion for Battlefield, would you rather fix the main issues on your off time or make crab Easter eggs that mean nothing to fix your game? Like, it's a complete joke. I don't laugh at these things. Look at your game. You canceled it.
Yeah, you're heartbroken.
Were you laughing now? Are you laughing now? You literally canceled your live stream Battlefield game. It is a complete failure. You have to admit that, which I'm sure they did, because obvious they're making a new Battlefield game right now. So I didn't find any of that funny. I thought it was a waste of time. It was so embarrassing too when they released an Easter egg that wasn't even finished and was accidentally released.
Yeah, but I mean,
I'm telling you, it was that bad. It was that bad.
It was that bad. Yeah, it was that bad. But I mean, all we can do right now is, hope for a better Battlefield 6. Even though, to be honest, I don't expect anything no more.
Expect the worst thing imaginable, because it will happen.
Yeah, but then it can't. No, well, you can expect the worst, and then at least you have some. It can get better.
Well, remember, like I said, it's a dichotomy. You have old school Battlefield, you bring that back with new game modes and ideas, fine. We have old school Battlefield setups, or you have new school, which is none of those things, and it's skill-based matchmaking, new game modes every week, live service, a BR mode.
Yeah, they probably bring a modern Battlefield with a BR mode, but my main issue is will it work?
Expect a BR mode. Expect it.
Yeah, definitely. But will it work is the question. Like the only thing they showed, in this, I don't know, when was it, like 6 weeks ago or something, when they announced they want to show something? I mean, you didn't see anything in there, in my opinion.
Yeah. No, you saw placeholders.
Yeah, so it's you can't really tell if it's a modern or whatever you will see. It's just nothing. So let's just wait for that, I guess.
We'll talk about it. Yeah.
Yeah, we would talk about it. I definitely would take your advice. I took it to heart when you said, like, if you don't play other games than Battlefield, you're not a real gamer. And
well, I didn't try to mean it that way.
I mean, because Battlefield doesn't work out so really, I started now playing a little bit Call of Duty. I just started out playing, Ghost of Tsushima. I don't know if you have tried that one.
I don't have a console.
You can't play it on PC?
No.
No?
No.
That's fucking stupid. But that's stupid. This game is so amazing.
Tell me about it. Thank God all the Xbox exclusives are going to be on PC now, too. But PlayStation, they bring out the best exclusives, and we don't get them on PC till a year and a half later.
Yeah.
So I really want to play that new Horizon Zero Dawn game.
We can't have it all. I can't have it
till later. You gotta wait a year.
But, but no, Ghost of Tsushima is really fun. Even though I think where am I right now? Like 7% of the game. I can't. Well, I can't get forward. No, I can't get forward because they have this phenomenal spectator screenshot mode, and like much better than Battlefield. And I just, you click on it, and then I'm like, oh, this is such a nice picture. So I can never end this game. I will probably play it for the next 5 years and still won't end it. But it's fun. It's just hard for me to go through. Do you have like anything else? I want to ask you one more question about the community thing, and this is where I got lost the other 2 minutes ago. Because we talked before the show a little bit about Call of Duty communities, and you said it's so much bigger than Battlefield. Is it so much bigger only because of the competitive scene, or is it bigger because the game does something else really good, which Battlefield doesn't do good?
It's just a lot more players, straight up. A lot more players can do, if they're given the tools and the access, they'll do it. They have their own competitive teams. They have corporate competitive teams that are sponsored, and that gives birth to a lot of new competitive teams that they want to get a clan together and go up against the best. And they go and pub stomp or just queue up in servers with their clan tags and whatnot. And those are the community. They have their own Discords and everything. You can grow that way. I think there's just so much more than Battlefield because there's so many more players than Battlefield. Mm-hmm. There is no current hyped up Battlefield right now. All the Battlefield games, in my opinion, are dead. There's no Battlefield right now when it comes to competitive or communities.
No, Battlefield is dead, of course. But I mean, do you know the numbers right now? Like, or do you know any numbers about like how many Call of Duty players, Battlefield players?
You can only see that. You can't see the Battlefield players unless it's on Steam, and those are only for PC Steam users. You can't tell any numbers for Battlefield 5 other than that.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
And Call of Duty probably the same, right?
It's obvious. I mean, you just turn on.
It is obvious. I know.
Turn on Battlefield 5 and you can
I was
see.
just wondering if you're talking like millions to, let's say, 100,000 or millions to 2 millions, whatever it is. I was just wondering what the difference is. Because I also saw like, I mean,
millions versus thousands.
Remember what you found out was Brad, like their Richard Branson, you know, tried to invest. When was it? Like in Battlefield 3. He said like he would put like $1 million prize pool in for competitive scene in Battlefield, right?
That's
and
right.
this was like a fucking lot of money in that time. Like this is probably now like 10 millions or something, you know?
Yeah, it was a big deal. Yeah, big deal.
Yeah, it's a big deal, but it never happened, so nobody knows anymore about it, you know?
Yeah, weird, huh?
But I was thinking like I see now like the last 5 years like many investors out there who have nothing to do with the gaming scene investing in Call of Duty and in the gaming scene. So I just really hope that DICE will have a turnaround about the competitive scene at all, because I think there's also the money. And
yeah, but that takes years to build, like he explained.
Yes,
so.
Exactly.
Do they want to start now? I mean, go try. You can try. Go for it.
Well, if you would start with having a good game, which actually would work, that would be a good beginning, right?
Good luck.
Yeah. Good luck. Okay, I guess we are out of hope here, but that's okay.
There's always hope.
There's always hope. There's always hope. Never give up. Never give up. Do you have anything for else to take with? Anything you want to recommend?
Recommend? Oh, I definitely recommend not playing Battlefield 5. That would be a good start. That would be a really good start. Someone was mentioning in the chat here something. Let me see if I can look it up real quick.
Yeah, I was reading also.
BF5 was good. They fixed and ran. Oh, so yeah, that was okay. So here's the thing.
Yeah.
I was on board with Seth and a lot of different people were talking about, oh shit, there's a comeback for Battlefield 5. And you know what? We all of us content creator, people that were playing older Battlefield games for so long, we got caught up in this sense of hope that, oh, they'll just turn it around. They just need some time. They'll turn it around, you know? And because that's exactly what happened with Battlefield 5. I mean, 4. Sorry, Battlefield 4. That's exactly what happened in Battlefield 4. They turned things around. They got DICE LA. They got Sweden to come around and fix all the issues in the game, right? And now look at BF4 is like one of the most best game ever, according to some people, which I don't entirely agree with, but I think it's pretty good. They came a long way to fix Battlefield 4. So for Battlefield 1, they did this kind of the same thing. You know, they came back and they made the game a little better, had a lot of good patches. They also had the test environment, the community test environment. All that stuff, all that hope, when you realize it, it was hidden in Battlefield 5. He was like, okay, maybe somebody will come and help the Battlefield team and make it better and all that stuff. Maybe we'll get those community server tools or updates and everything that they'll change it around. And that's why I stuck around, because like, oh, don't worry about it. This game's gonna be fixed. Just give them some time, you know. Yeah. It happens every year. It happens every year. You go back in time. Every time there's underlying issues, but they fix it later on. That's usually how DICE operates, I guess, which sucks. But that's fine. So once we saw the new content coming out for the live service, they dropped a lot, right? During the 5.0 patch. And the Pacific came out. It was a whole new experience. Like the Iwo Jima map was a whole new experience. Things were looking on the up and up. And then they started to notice their player numbers dip, according to them and their explanations. They're like, we are fundamentally changing the TTK again.
Yeah.
Right when they were on a beacon of hope was, you look at all the YouTube channels that watched it and they're like, "Oh my god, the Pacific is amazing. It's bringing in tons of players. You know, you got this cool ass background here. Guy looks super cool. Oh my god, it looks like World War II now." And then they just, you know, get a sledgehammer and break that beautiful ice sculpture that they made with the most ridiculous, unnecessary thing ever, just to keep players in. That's what the issue was. And that's when I started losing hope. They don't want this game to be fixed. It was never going to be fixed. And then once we got that letter that was pre-written, I'm pretty sure, by the producer, and then released on a blog saying we have stopped all content for Battlefield 5. You'll receive one more content pack, and then that'll be it. And then shortly after, Battlefront 2. And I was like, wow, I literally got trapped in this game for 2 years, hoping that was going to get fixed, and it never did. So sad.
Yeah.
So yeah. I'm not, fool me once on that. So the BF6 is kind of like the same thing. Like, yeah. I mean, they got a little bit of hope. They got new people there, new talent. We just don't know yet, but they got the Star Wars Battlefront people that are really passionate about their game, so that might be really good. And that's it. I don't know.
Is Star Wars Battlefront even going good? I have no idea. Is
Battlefront is done. Same thing for Battlefield 5.
Same thing, right? So
those teams are now working on Battlefield 6 or whatever. I mean, maybe. We don't know that for sure, but that's what they mentioned, I guess.
We can all blame Trevor Noah for saying he was a veteran. Don't blame Trevor Noah. He's a good person. Maybe he was just the wrong one for the job. You can't blame him.
He was a veteran gamer.
You know Trevor Noah?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think he's a good comedian. He just was not the right person to.
The worst person to pick.
Yeah,
it was someone they can get. That was big.
I felt really bad for him. I was really sad. I really love that dude, and like putting him in that position, and it felt for me like he was not prepared at all. It was like, okay, we put the camera on, just talk about the game, and it's good, okay? Like
like I said, everything DICE did to make their game successful. Everything was meant for new players and to keep new players around. Everything they did, every patch, every decision was made to keep new players in or to invite new players. They didn't give a rat's ass about any veteran players that have ever stood for their game.
Yeah, probably. I think they're just looking for the new player base.
That's it.
They're not looking for the new player base, and we are done. I think you know what? Maybe we have better chances if we make a startup saying we want to make whatever Battlefield we want to make, and let's see how much money we get. You in?
For us?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah,
way.
sure. Not you and me. I mean, we as a core gamer player base.
Good luck. I'm not really in the industry, but yeah, go for it, dude. That'd be good
Yeah, sure, go.
It would be good for competitiveness in the industry. We need more Battlefield competitors. This is the problem is that the formula is just not working in this day and age. FPS shooters are on the downcline. I think I'm probably really wrong about that, but from what I can tell, this many FPS games are not enjoyable anymore. There are like team-based games. BRs are the most popular right now. So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
BF6. What kind of creature will BF6 be? That's going to be something to talk about when that comes out.
Well, I mean,
maybe
all I know from you is you really want this game to work, you know?
I mean, maybe. I mean,
not anymore. You're over it. You said that.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. I don't know what's going to happen in the future.
You said
I could lose interest.
You just want Battlefield as good as it could be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's a decent wish, right? Everyone can wish for that.
Sure, why not? I'm a Battlefield fan. But I could lose interest in Battlefield completely. It's even just playing other games. Like, I like this game. I like playing it more. So, but I don't know. But I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to Battlefield right now. I'm looking forward to that first reveal and everything, and trying the game. Oh yeah, I mean, never underestimate DICE. They can. I mean, they're the inventors of the freaking Frostbite engine, which influenced hundreds of different companies and developer companies. I mean, the whole test community stuff, people from the Overwatch and Blizzard community used BF3's idea. Yeah, BF3's idea of the community test environment for their game. They influenced their development company, even if just the same people. But yeah, it's just things like that. Destruction, all that kind of stuff was a big thing. And that's what EA saw, and that's why the EA bought it. They want like
Jess is asking if you ever tried Road Company. Road Company?
No, I haven't tried Road Company. It looks cool. I know. I watched Doc streams. He has his own skin and map. Yeah, it's really cool. It's well done. Not my kind of game, really. But yeah, it looks cool.
So, Slayer, what do you say? Have a successor to Battlelog. You meant Access or what?
Have a success? Oh, do you want Battlelog? Oh, yeah, Battlelog is probably not going to happen.
Battlelog, rented servers, no delays in content, premium, no content delays, esports focus. Fundamental modes. None of this is gonna happen, yeah, unfortunately.
I mean, it could, like I said, Bloodslayer, it could be. You want old school? You want the old school Battlefield package, or you're gonna have the new school, which skill-based matchmaking, barely any servers, a whole new direction. You know.
By the way,
that was made by a different company. Dude, you ain't having that again.
By the way, in point of movement, Slayer, I must say yesterday I tried out the new Black Ops, and in point of movement, I really like the movement in there. I really like the slide option, even though I think it's a little bit OP. But that's definitely one thing I like. There are a few things, actually, I like in Battlefield 5, which are not on Battlefield 4. Not everything is shit, just saying. But, yeah. I get what you're saying. So old school for sure, but keep the good things of Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 5. Yeah, that would be nice.
Remember, this is their last chance to keep the franchise alive.
Yeah, that's their last chance, exactly.
Well, how risky are they going to make it? Are they going to go all out? I think they're going to go all out.
Wouldn't it be less risky to bring something which already worked?
Yeah, but does it work with the industry? Is that what the shareholders want?
Do the shareholders play the game?
I mean, they don't care. They want to make money off of the game, not that. So if you make a good game and a lot of people play it, that's good for the shareholders, right?
Absolutely agree. But who will play a shitty game like Battlefield 5? So just saying.
Are there any shareholders for Battlefield 5 anymore? Probably not, right?
Probably not.
No, but they're for EA. It's for EA. You know what makes EA great. So Battlefield 5 was such a disaster that shareholders didn't care about that. They were making money off of different EA products. You know, FIFA,
true.
and all that other stuff. You know, they got new Origin now too.
Absolutely. What will you stream now? When do you stream again? When are you live?
Okay. Well, the CPU thing, I have a problem with my CPU cooler that just happened this morning. I woke up to it being down. My computer was off, and I started up again and it said CPU fan error. Ugh. Not good. Not good at all. So I'm going to try to reseat the CPU and try to get a stream up tonight around 8:30 p.m. Pacific time.
All right, guys.
If not, then, yeah, I'll let you know on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter.
All right, that's amazing, guys. Hit him up. Maybe Joe, can you put his Twitch in there again another time? So, what game will you stream tonight? this new game, right?
We're
This
continuing near Automata. It's
Automata.
we're getting close to the end now.
All righty, so that's great. That's great. So you guys will even see the end if you want to join him. Do you want to say anything like to add to the streamer to the?
Well, thank you, Mizzy, for having me on, and Joe. I appreciate it. Gamers We Care. If you haven't followed them, guys, give them a follow. I hope to see more of these. I would say keep up the good work, because if you want to keep doing this for Battlefield 6 content, I think you should. I encourage you to talk to more people, even when the game is good. It's even more important when the game is bad, so that maybe they can listen to feedback that way. So I would much rather have them do the official discussions, but since they stopped, I think it's up to the community to save itself.
Yeah, absolutely.
But thank you for having me on.
Thank you for being here. Really, it was a pleasure and an honor. Thank you all guys for being here tonight. Love you guys. See you later, alligator. And yeah, like I said, give Julian here a follow. Look what he's up to in his streams. I think it's really enjoyable. Also, watch all his old Battlefield show content. It's really great, really. All right, guys, have a beautiful night. See you later. Next Sunday, we are going live with Trusted Beard again. I can't remember his guest, but it will be good. All right, guys. See you next week.